Hello and welcome to Cycle. On this program we will give you the latest news on the economy and political situation in Mongolia. I'm your host, Andrhan Batar. Steppe Gold Limited announced that gold production has continued to increase in May, with another 2 gold pours leading to roughly 3,800 ounces of production for the last month. This compares to the output of 3,370 ounces in April and 1,532 ounces in March, the company said. The company also confirmed that it has received 3 reagent shipments in May, where the plan is to build up its reagent inventories to allow for additional areas under leach. Sections of Cell 4 are coming online now, which will support a continued increase in the production rate. Additionally, mining and stacking activities are on schedule for the month, with Cell 4 stacking now complete. Meanwhile, a new crushing unit is on schedule to be operational in August, setting the stage for higher stacking rates for the second half of 2022. We are very pleased to report another strong month of production in May at the ATO gold mine, Steppe Gold CEO Batar Tumurocher said in a statement. All activities at site are operational well, our design work for the Phase 2 expansion is ongoing and the process of selection of contractors is underway. We are also very excited to commence exploration drilling at the highly prospective Ottomhundi project, he added. Mining activities continued at above planned rates, with the hauling of high-grade blast material at ATO1 and ATO4. Topsoil removal has been completed at ATO2, while mining of free dig material has commenced, the company noted. Steppe Gold has also set up an exploration camp at the Ottomhundi project, located in the highly prospective Bayhongor Gold Belt in western Mongolia, with the first drilling programs underway. Mongolia has set a goal of welcoming 1 million foreign tourists and earning $1 billion from tourism in 2024, said the Minister of Environment and Tourism, Batultsi Batirtang, adding that Mongolia plans to set 2023 and 2024 as years to visit Mongolia to promote the pandemic-hit tourism sector. As part of its goal to promote the tourism sector, Mongolia aims to develop cross-border tourism with its neighbors China and Russia, Mongolian Minister of Environment and Tourism Batultsi Batirtang has said. In particular, we are working to create legal conditions for the development of cross-border tourism with neighboring China and Russia and to create 72-hour cross-border tourism zones, Batirtang told in a recent interview. Mongolia has set a goal of welcoming 1 million foreign tourists and earning $1 billion from tourism in 2024, said the minister, adding that the Asian country plans to set 2023 and 2024 as years to visit Mongolia to promote the pandemic-hit tourism sector. Mongolia has also been considering exempting visa requirements for a list of 11 countries, Batirtang said. Given the fact that the Asian countries' tourism is seasonal, the minister said Mongolia has attached great importance to developing winter tourism to boost its tourism industry. Therefore, we are considering the issue of upgrading our local airports to international 4C4 rating, developing winter business tourism, and hosting major international events such as conferences in Mongolia in winter, Batirtang said. Meanwhile, Mongolia is exploring the possibility of receiving transit flights at the new Qinghai International Airport near Ulaanbaatar city. What this means is that Mongolia wants to be the main bridge and transit point connecting Asian countries such as China, South Korea and Japan with Europe and others, said the minister. With its economy largely dependent on export earnings from the mining sector, Mongolia has been making efforts to diversify its economy, notably through revitalizing the tourism sector. Last week on Tuesday in Nur-Sultan, Kazakh-Mongolian political consultations were held between the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Roman Vasilenko, and the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia, Batsumbur Mukhchin, during a working visit. The side discussed issues of bilateral political, trade, economic, and cultural humanitarian cooperation, as well as collaboration in regional and international organizations such as UN, CICA, OSCE, and others. The similarity of positions and mutual support at these platforms were noted. The sides highlighted positive dynamics of trade turnover between two states this year and considered perspectives of cooperation in agriculture, mining, transit and transport potential. In 2021, the trade turnover amounted to $60.9 million. In January through April 2022, it made $31 million, export $30.4 million, import $464,000. The main export goods from Kazakhstan to Mongolia are tobacco products, rapeseed seeds, bread and flour confectionery products, seeds and fruit of all seeds, food products as well as engines and mechanical engineering products. The main export items for Mongolia were meat and meat products, cashmere woolen products. A special focus during the consultation were the issues of supporting the Kazakh diaspora in Mongolia, which comprise about 130,000 people. A presence of regular air and automobile connections have a great importance for bilateral communications. The deputy foreign ministers of two countries noted achievements during the 30 years of diplomatic relations and agreed to continue to maintain political dialogue at a high and highest level and intensify the work of the joint Kazakh-Mongolian Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technical Cooperation. Sergei Glaziev, a member of the Integration and Macroeconomics panel of the Eurasian Economic Commission, has been speaking about bilateral trade relations between Russia and Mongolia at the Russia-Mongolia Partnership in the New Reality Forum, which was held in Ulan-Ude near the Mongolian border. Sergei Glaziev stated that Russia and Mongolia will draw up a plan for trade, economic and investment cooperation for the period through 2025 within the next few months. Russia-Mongolia trade increased by 30% in 2021, Glaziev said, adding that there were also positive dynamics in the first quarter of 2022. We would like our new plan for cooperation until 2025 to pave the way for new achievements, new opportunities to broaden our trade, economic, cooperative and investment relations. Our mutual trade is modest today, standing at a mere $2 billion, but it shows a strong growth tendency. However, this level is considerably lower than the potential that our economic spaces have. You know what a difficult situation the world is facing today, and that the global economy is undergoing a profound transformation. Our Eurasian Economic Union is increasingly optimistic about Asia's market, and we see Mongolia as a key partner in Asia for all Eurasian Economic Union members, he said. The Eurasian Economic Union includes Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Russia. Of these, Mongolia shares a huge 3,452-kilometer border with Russia and is separated from Kazakhstan by just a small 50-kilometer strip of land, part belonging to China's Xinjiang province and part to Russia. This western region is remote, with mainly nomadic reindeer herders populating the area and permitted to cross border during the year in the search of grazing pastures and winter shelter. Most Russia-Mongolia trade passes through the Trans-Mongolian Railway, which commences in Moscow and stops off at Ulaanbaatar city, the Mongolian capital, before terminating in Beijing city. From either end, it can access the respective and extensive national rail networks. There have been discussions about expanding the route capacity. Glaziev stated that ongoing changes in the global economy structure are opening up vast opportunities for Asian countries. New opportunities are opening up for trade in consumer goods, including goods which are traditional for Mongolia. We could also speak about more profound industrial cooperation, and we hope that our plan for the period until 2025, which we should draw up within the next few months, will take these new horizons and avenues of cooperation into account. Mongolia was one of the first states with which the Eurasian Economic Union signed a memorandum of cooperation. During 2021, the main exports of Russia to Mongolia were refined petroleum, raw iron bars, railway freight cars, electricity and insulated wire. The main imports by Russia from Mongolia were feldspar, knit socks and hosiery, knit sweaters, other engines and railway freight cars. Russia and Mongolia share 10 official crossing points. 2 of them are railway crossing, but only 1 has passenger traffic. 3 highway border crossing points are designated as multilateral for any passport holders. Another 5 highway border crossing points are designated as bilateral, meaning that they are only open to the citizens of the 2 bordering countries and not to third country nationals. Mongolia in particular is said to benefit as a transit nation between Russia and China, with Sino-Russian bilateral trade rapidly expanding. Part of the transit opportunity comes with the April signing of Mongolia's participation in the Trans-Mongolian gas pipeline deal. This pipeline takes gas from Siberia's Yamal fields and allows Russia to transport it to markets in China. Ulaanbaatar city remains the commercial hub, while a free trade zone at Akhtapotli is sited about 25 kilometers from the provincial capital of Sukhvatr on the border with Russia opposite the town of Kyakhta. Mr. Zbigniew Rau, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland and OSCE chairperson, arrived on Sunday to pay an official visit to Mongolia. The minister was welcomed to the Chingiz Khan International Airport by Mr. Ahoir, the State Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia, His Excellency Mr. Boyko, Ambassador of the Republic of Poland to Mongolia, as well as other officials. During the visit, His Excellency Mr. Zbigniew Rau had an extended talk with His Excellency Ms. Batstek Batmuch, Foreign Minister of Mongolia, and paid a courtesy call on the head of state and government. The foreign ministers also exchanged views on current state of the friendly relations between Mongolia and the Republic of Poland and explored broadening of the bilateral cooperations in the areas of trade, economy, culture and education. This visit was the second visit of the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Poland to Mongolia, following the visit of Foreign Minister His Excellency Mr. Cimoshevich in 2004. At the invitation of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ms. Batmuch, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland, Zbigniew Rau, is paying an official visit to Mongolia. The ministers held official talks on Monday at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia. During the talks, the two sides noted the active development of traditional friendly relations between Mongolia and Poland and exchanged views on further goals and activities of bilateral cooperation. They discussed expanding cooperation between the two countries in trade, economy, development, education, culture and environment. They also exchanged views on the upcoming high-level visits and agreed that these visits and events are important for enriching the relations between the countries with new content. Noting that the trade turnover between the countries has been increasing in recent years, the two sides agreed to sign an agreement between the government of Mongolia and the government of the Republic of Poland on international road transport in the near future. Ms. Batmuch also welcomed the opening of the Embassy of the Republic of Poland in Ulaanbaatar city, emphasizing that it is important not only for bilateral relations and cooperation, but also for closer and closer people-to-people contacts. The sides welcomed the results of the political consultations between the Joint Intergovernmental Commission and the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia and Poland, and reaffirmed that they will work to implement the ideas and initiatives agreed during the meeting. Introducing the new revival policy implemented by the government of Mongolia with the aim of reviving and intensifying the economy, and in this context to cooperate in large-scale joint projects such as Tauntalga thermal power plant and its infrastructure, expressed the possibility. Mr. Zbigniew Rau praised Mongolia's efforts to chair the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe in 2022. The two sides noted the cooperation between the two countries in the regional and international arenas and reaffirmed their intention to further deepen cooperation within the United Nations and other international organizations. The World Bank's Board of Executive Directors today approved a loan of $100 million and a credit of $10 million from the International Development Association for the Mongolia Transport Connectivity and Logistics Improvement Project. The project aims to improve physical connectivity and reduce the cost of logistics for meat processing in Mongolia. This project is an important part of the government's new economic revival policy, which underscores the need for strategic transport infrastructure and drastic improvement in logistics for critical sectors, said Halterklofse, Minister of Road and Transport Development of Mongolia. We are pleased to partner with the World Bank and look forward to successful implementation of the project. The project will support Mongolia's plan to diversify its economy, which is heavily dependent on mining, and accelerate sustainable economic growth. With an estimated 70 million head of livestock, on which most of the poor in Mongolia depend on sustenance and livelihood, the meat sector in Mongolia has potential to drive economic growth and boost shared prosperity. However, poor physical connectivity, lack of strategically located and efficient logistic hubs, and uneven information access among actors in the supply chain have proved to be major constraints to realizing the full potential of the sector. Improving logistics and investing in physical connectivity while supporting economic reforms will help lay the foundation for sustainable growth, said Andriy Mikhnov, World Bank Country Manager for Mongolia. Investing in infrastructure can also help Mongolia create jobs and increase resilience to the impacts of climate change, he said. To improve the physical connectivity and logistics efficiency for meat processing in Mongolia, the project will introduce modern road asset management practices, rehabilitate 51 km of last-mile connectivity roads, and maintain 311 km of selected national roads with the highest concentrations of livestock and freight flows, improve the logistics service by developing a model regional logistics hub under a public-private partnership, and establish a logistics and supply chain platform. The World Bank's Mongolia Infra SAAP report on the country partnership framework for Mongolia for 2021 through 2025 provided guiding frameworks for the project. The project will also support the government of Mongolia's vision of unlocking productive sectors and economic diversification through investment in critical infrastructure, improvement of the logistics service, and reform of the regulatory framework for national logistics. Well, that's all for this episode of Cycle, and thank you for staying with us. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.